Haven't got my parts yet, and this is why. Big line up on the bridge every day. Got to go over to Port Huron, Michigan, pick up my parts, and it's always a lot of bridge traffic. But hopefully I'll get them today, and I'll start working on that bike tonight. Okay, I'm back. I got all my parts. I should have enough stuff here to put it together to get it running this week. But I've been working on the roof of the front of the house, rebuilding it. Got some more plywood there. There's some siding, and my garage is a mess. I gotta clean this all up before I can do anything tonight, and I gotta go finish the porch roof. So that's where I'm at. We'll go through these things a little bit later. I have to put a slice in everything. I haven't looked in them yet, but for the border I have to have them ready to be opened in case they inspect me. So we'll go through that a little later on, but I gotta get this all cleaned up. And then I can put them on here, and I just want to fire this bike up, take it for a spin around the block later tonight. Okay, lots of stuff came in. Got some new ignition wires, and these are meant for the Nortons, just the right length. I had ordered this about a year ago because I thought the bike was going to be close to this green, and it just doesn't match at all. It's a nice wire too. It's a braided wire. And then I bought this wire to go in here. This is about the same color green with this tracer in here, but it didn't come with the boots. And you can buy these boots. It didn't come with the fittings on the end of the boots, which I might take off and put on here. But in the meantime, I'm just going to use this for now. But I'm probably going to pull the clip off, recrimp it on here, and go with these wires when I'm ready. But this is good to get on the bike, get it running. So that's one thing. Put my garbage over there, and let's see what this one is. Yeah, I had like 7 parcels over there. This is my new battery. It's a little smaller than stock. The newer batteries, compared to what they were 40 years ago, 50 years ago, are much more potent. And you don't need much battery juice anyways. Just run the headlight. And mine's going to be all LED. So there's the battery. This is a gel battery. You can run it sideways, upside down, any way you want. It's kind of neat. I'll show you how that's going to fit. And another advantage to it being so small like that is I'm hoping I can get my fuse panel in the end of the battery box like that. I'm pretty sure it's going to fit like that. So that's the other point of that. Need a battery to run it. Where's my knife? Oh. Got a new chain. You know, I was thinking about my other chain there, because it was brand new like this in a box. When I bought that bike, it was a brand new chain. And I give a lot of stuff away. And I think I gave that to my son. He had a go-kart a few years ago, and he broke the chain, and it was a 5/8 chain. This is an O-ring chain, so you don't need the oiler dripping down all the time. This is a self-lubing chain. It's got oil in it, and every once in a while you lube it with the special oil lube spray, and then you can wipe it off. So that can go on. then they can drive it. Yeah, I had a lot of comments on the last video there about my the intake velocity stacks. Mine were too long, and that's why it's such a hard time getting it in there, and they don't fit right. And Greg there, one of my subscribers, he sent me two of the right ones. The wing part goes towards the carb, so I think I've got an old carb here. Yep. I've never even seen one of these. Even in the parts book, I don't see this one for the parts book that I have, and I've never seen one of these on eBay. I always see this type that I got, or the longer ones. And this is the first time I've ever seen this. This is great. Thank you very much, Greg. And these are in good shape. What are you talking about? These are real good shape. I'll clean them up a little bit, but they're in nice shape. So this little wing part here, it goes on the inside, closest to the carb, and then that rubber will fit on here nice. I'll have a lot more room. I mean, that's great. Thank you. That's perfect. So that's the first thing I got to do is put these things back on. Pull those carbs off one more time. Yeah, that's perfect. Greg Marsh Enterprises. Okay. What else we got here? Here's some fuel line. This is especially for ethanol fuels, and it won't yellow and shrink and harden and crack. It's a little bit more money. I think it's $4 a foot, not too bad. So I can hook up the fuel line. I'm just going to run it with that old tank in it for now. I just want to run it this fall, try it out a little bit, and then over the winter I can upgrade the parts that need to be upgraded on. As long as that bike fires up. This is here. Oh yeah. That's a nice baggie. I'll keep that bag. Nice big heavy Ziploc on it. So my rear brake cable was missing this, what do they call this, pinion, dunion, I don't know, there's a name for this thing, but it's to lock the cable in. And I went through all my old photos when I bought this bike, and the cable wasn't connected. I never did have this part, so I was missing this from day one. So now I can hook up the rear brake. I don't want to lose that. Put that over there. That was one more little part that I needed. Okay, we got that one. That one, that one. Oh, there's another box here. I think. Oh yeah, okay. Triumph Wizard. Here's the rear brake switch. Wow, looks pretty cheap. I think I would have been better off to buying a good used original one. This is just all made of plastic, probably made in Taiwan or something. Yeah, this is pretty cheap. But we'll bolt it on there for now. Wow, I didn't even know they made them cheap like that. I was assuming this was all metal. That'll work for now. That was 10 bucks. Wow. That's pretty cheap. Okay, wire fuel line battery. So, I just started working on this bike today. It's been over a week since I worked on it since my last video. And here's my Boyer ignition box. And I'll turn you around here. I just took the coils off. And where they like you to put this is right up in here. A lot of guys just put some two-way tape on there and a couple straps on it to hold it. And I don't like that idea too much. So I just, I was rebuilding the front porch on my house, the roof. I pulled all the flashing off, and there's some nice, fairly heavy galvanized flashing here that I just bent up, and I made one out of just some cheap little aluminum first to make a template, and I'm going to fasten it onto there with some two-way tape like that. Cut it on a little bit of a bevel so it'll fit into the frame. That's going to sit like that, and that'll go on there. I just got to drill the holes in there. It fits pretty good, just like that. It's just above the frame. I could put a little rubber in there, just a spacer, and then I can mount my ignition box. Got the battery, ignition box, the wires. I should be able to make spark, get this thing going. Don't need anything else hooked up. So I just got to drill the holes in this. I'm going to paint it. You get a light sandblast in the paint and get that ready to go. It's getting late here tonight though. I've been up on that roof all day. Yeah, I think that's it for right now. And yeah, I just went across the bridge there today to get those parts. And I just dread going over there on a Monday because everybody's coming back from the weekend or going over there, and the traffic's terrible. So I went over there today, and it was still pretty busy. Picked up all the parts. Thank you very much, Greg, though, for those the intake stack, the little intake collars here. This is perfect. I never even seen these before. I've worked on emo carbs many times in the past on other bikes, but I've never seen one that small. That's great. Thank you. Okay, that's it for tonight. I'll put this on. In the next video, I'm going to have this thing, getting the wires, the boxes, coils, get it all wired up, ready to go. Get the chain on, all these things on.